future where I can be with you. In my hand is a pen that will write a poem of me and you. The ink flows down into a dark puddle. Just move your hand right the way into his heart. But in this world of infinite choices, what will it take just to find that special day? What will it take just to find that special day? Have I found everybody a fun assignment to do today? When you're here, everything that we do is fun for them anyway. When I can't even read my own feelings, what good are words when a smile says it all? And if this world won't write me an ending, what will it take just for me to have it all? Does my pen only write bitter words for those who are dear to me? Is it love if I take your is it love if I set you free? The ink flows down into a dark puddle. How can I write love into reality if I can't hear the sound of your heartbeat? What do you call love in your reality? And in your reality, if I don't know how to love you, I'll leave you be.
Critics agree.
Kill me now. I am sick still. God, I want to fucking die. Welcome. Let me open the game. Fucking. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. I wasn't thinking on my fucking thing. Oh my fucking god. My throat hurt. Oh fuck. Is the game even opening? Yeah, it is. It's just taking notes. There it is. There's the game. Oh, fuck me and my throat. Bullshit. I'm just shaking a pillow of water and a bottle of pills and Tylenol. Tylenol and water. Fuck me. Anyway, let's load. Finish off where we continue where we finished off and end this fucking mod for once. How long have I been doing this now for? 12 years? I don't know. I've aged like 29 years now. Since I've last. God fucking damn, I need a fucking cough drop. Actually, I'll fin. Time already? Yeah, it is. Let me drink this quickly. Alright, I'm good. Random phone call. Not gonna answer it. It's spam. Alright. Anyway. Sorry, get distracted. Following an infrared marker that points to the sky, we finally get everything we need to bring this man in. He's visited the corner store a little while back, and we've determined that he lives in a hotel just on the east side of town. And that's where he's going right now. We must have followed this guy for several hours just in this car alone, tracking his every movement. Just as Julia confirmed the image of the detainee, we decided it was our time to strike. We're just waiting for him to reach a checkpoint, as we've said. You know, he's almost at the hotel, sir. I have the bag prepared. I have the gag ready. Good. Let's do this. Ruham speeds up the car and veers into a road, leaving us to the hotel. As we drive to it, we spot the man in a suit, heading for the front entrance. We stop the car behind him, get out and rush him. Startled, he looks back at us, giving Foster the ability to apply the gag and corners the potato sack around his head. The three of us quickly grab him and drag him to the car before anyone else can notice or stop us. After he's loaded the vehicle, we get inside and Ruham speeds away. Foster's, Connors, and Ruham all have giant smiles on their faces. I, however, only have my trademark scowl. We may have this man now, but it isn't over in the slightest. Foster and I secure the man's hands and legs with zip ties and keep him still until we arrive at the field office. Splashing some more water on my face, I quickly dry off with a towel. After doing a quick beauty check to make sure everything looks alright, I walk down to the living room. Back out. God fucking damn, I hate the flu. It's kind of ominous when no one else is here with me, but I can endure it. But Hope and Julie said they were going to go do some important stuff today, and Jeff would come by and check on me soon. I appreciate everyone caring about me to such a degree, but I'd rather just be with Hope. Lately he's been different. Like how he was when I first met him. Very abrasive, closed off, and cold. I know it isn't anything with me, and I know it isn't anything with me. It has to be everything that's going on. I've never known Hope to stress about anything before, at least until now. He can barely sleep at night, he tosses and turns, sometimes he talks in sleep, or just lies in bed awake for hours. But he wakes up in the morning, commenting that he slept fine, which I obviously know he didn't. It hurts my feelings a little when he doesn't tell me when he's stressed or scared. Since I've been around Julia a lot lately, I've been learning more about him. Especially that he's vengefully protective. I'm not quite sure what that means, but I'm sure it has something to do with Zuki. I know I shouldn't mind that too much, but in my mind I keep picturing him with this girl. She was popular in Japan, and he and she got along very well. I look at myself and kind of realize I'm not like that at all. Never compare yourself to others. You're too special a girl for that. Most words wash over me like a shower of relief, but it's too hard to shake. Opening the door and stepping on the porch, you take a moment to breathe in the country air. It's much different than you'll breathe in the city. It's much cleaner here. Which is to be expected, I guess. The carbon footprint out here is much more than where I live. But no matter what, I long to be home. Back in my house, safe and sound, without the worries I carry right now. Which I assume is another factor into Hope being so stressed. I'm sure he can see my discomfort and wants to rectify it as quickly as he can. But all in all, I miss the literature club more than anything. Sayuri, Yuri, Natsuki, all of you have become close friends with me since the inception of the club, and I miss you all dearly. You really left me your soul in case I need a call for an emergency. But I might give Sayuri a call. She's really worried sick, and the last thing I told her about leaving was goes unhappen. I'm going to take a break from everything while you're intern present till I come back. Sayori had many questions, of course. I'm sorry, I got notification. But I didn't have time. I didn't have anything to answer them at the time. This thing I do is call her and let her know I'm safe. Using Julia's phone, I call Sayori. Hello? There, Sayori. Monica? I haven't heard from you since you left. Is everything okay? I've been sorry, Sayori. I'm just out of town for a while, too. Well, no kidding. You and him just disappeared after you told me to take over for a bit. You should know to not drop something like that on me. I need time to prepare. Sorry about that. I'll make it up to you when I come back. So you're safe? Yeah. I'm good. How's Hope? Well, he's not doing well. Huh? What do you mean? I think all the stress is finally getting to him. I'll just keep it there. Alright. What kind of stuff are you two doing out there? Well, both Hope and his guardian Julia have been teaching me self-defense. Self-defense? Like fighting? Yeah, kinda. I don't think I can picture you hitting someone, Monica. You're too sweet. Thank you for that, Sayori. How are Natsuki and Yuri? My phone unplugged. They're doing fine. We all kind of just read today. We're in the club. Read. I couldn't plan anything for us. Being club president is hard. How do you make it look so easy, Monica? I don't know. I think it just came naturally. Well, we all miss you. Oh, sorry. I hope you come back soon, safe and sound, alright? Alright, sir, I promise. Yay! So what are you doing right now, Monica? Just wanted to check on you. I was gonna go for a walk right now to clear my head. Well, then I won't keep you. Please stay safe, okay? I promise. Good night. Good night. I actually understood why I'm not around anymore. I was worried about that. She's a sweet girl, and the last thing I want her to worry is to worry from me. Sorry, I'm dying. I had to deal with that here. Anyway, while I have some time, I'm gonna go for a walk for a bit. As I step out of the cabin, I look at the stars. I hope Hope is alright. As I approach the door and place my hand on it, it opens on the other side. Shut up. So we're gonna be arriving soon. Where do you want us to take him? Take him to the holding area. Have me, Yuki, there ready to guide you. You're not coming with us, sir? I'll be a little late to the party. I need to speak to Julia. Understood. Let's get this bastard out of here where it belongs. After we arrive, the back entrance to the office, 3 agents take the man to the ominously dark and gray building. I head to the main office where Julia is impatiently waiting for me. There you are. Sorry I'm late. Sure you are. Did you get him? Yeah, we're bunking him in the cell right now. Thank God, I'm beyond stressed, and here you are making my night even more stressful. I can rest for a bit. I can handle their interrogation myself. I know you can, but I still need to be involved. Procedures have to be followed. I understand. Let's get going. Everything, Hope. What is it? I want to talk to you about how you've been acting lately. Why would you want to know that? Because I'm worried about you. You don't need to worry about me. Yes, I do. How can you tell me not to? Can't you see what you're becoming? I'm not becoming anything. I've always been this way. I've just been suppressing it. Why? Because that's a reason to act. There wasn't a reason to act on these instincts, Julia. Monica's involved in all this bullshit, and I'm the cause of it. I'm beginning to raise my voice. How can you expect me to be okay with this? With all of this? If I had never come here, Monica wouldn't be in this mess. Listen, I know what happened between you and Izuki still strikes you. But that's in the past now. You have to focus on the present. What the hell do you think I'm doing? I'm not doing a lot of this for Izuki anymore, Julia. You're not? I'm doing this so I don't have a repeat of Izuki. I see. Well, I was hoping for the same thing. The day that Ashley told me about my relocation and my reassignment, I couldn't believe it. I had so much to do and so much to say to Izuki. That's in the past now, okay? Just like my father, what he did to me and the hell I put you and Ashley through raising me. Nothing in the past ever disappears, Julia. It's always going to affect you in some way or another. Whether you run from your mistakes or you embrace them, it's a hard decision we had to make. I chose to run, which I get tired, I tried to forget it all and start my own life. But look what happened. I brought danger and harm to Monica and myself. The only way I can live with everything is to end this nightmare once and for all. You know, once I find out who caused this and take them down, I can finally rest. Are you absolutely sure we can find out who did this? No. But not, Monica doesn't deserve a half-assed attempt at it. I'm giving it my all because she deserves it. I see. Well, please don't lose yourself in your anger and frustration, okay? I don't want anything bad happening when you get worked up. Julia, I've been restricting my emotions ever since I read Ashley's final poem and Monica's response to it. You saw that. You knew about it. Yeah, it was my idea. She wanted to learn more about Ashley, and the best way to do that was to read her poetry. I see. So, I also overheard you and Monica talking about me while I was in the shower. Damn it. The reason I've been acting strangely lately, Julia, is because I can't fathom another mistake. I can't let anything else happen that I would regret the rest of my life. I'm allowing myself to fully perform my duties as I used to, while emotional and conscious. Do you think it's a little dangerous? I don't care anymore. Alright. Let's get going now. Julia silently nods her head while processing the information I've dumped on her. Waiting in the cell, I tell the other three to leave. The man in the suit sits in the middle of the room, tied to the chair. All of them leave, I close the door behind him. Taking the potato sack off his head, he looks at me in the eyes furiously. Losing the gag, I let him speak. What is this? Who are you? His initially angry startup caused me a slap in the side of the head. What are you doing? He struggles with his strength to try to shake them out of them. Shut up. I need something from you, and you are going to give it to me. Why would I give anything to you? You just kidnapped me. Oh, don't be so melodramatic. You're going to be fine as long as you tell me what I want. What could you possibly want from me? You've been flaunting quite a lot of cash, aren't you? Staying at those pricey hotels in the city. Wearing expensive suits, hiring people to attack innocent women. What are you talking about? This is a severe accusation. I haven't done anything wrong. I reach in my pocket and grab my phone, opening and turning the screen towards him. Is this you? He looks at the picture and starts to look pale on the top of his profuse sweating. Yeah? So? What are you exactly doing here, Doe? Dude, that's not my name. Let's see what your name is. Kneeling and reaching his coat, I retrieve his wallet and begin rummaging towards it. Inside I find photo ID, a black metallic credit card, some membership cards, a photo. Sorry. and around $100 in cash. Making eye contact with Doe every minute, and I do so, I continue to examine the contents of his wallet. Fine. First I slide the photo ID out of the leather pocket. His written name reads John Ketter, and the ID itself is long overused. It's clearly a forgery. The biometrics are purposely made these numbers to avoid detection. It's under the guise that the holder is still
able to validate it and use it as normal. So it's no use. Putting the ID back in the wallet, I signed out a credit card. It's an excellent glitch, also has never been swiped before. But as to be expected, cards like these are plenty important with people with massive bank accounts. This could be a direct link of finding out who appropriated that 3 million. Racing down the eyes, I slide the card into my pocket. We'll see about that 3 million, won't we? Hey, don't take that. That belongs to me. Turning my attention back to his wallet, I scroll through the various business and membership cards, finding nothing useful in the end. Next, a photo. When I slide it out of the sleeve, I hold it out enough for the light to illuminate on it. It's a pulling picture of a woman and child sitting in a grassy field. It's basically that's all is there to it. Nothing that's out of the ordinary. Who's the woman and child? That's my wife and son. Wife and son, eh? What kind of job you have here? I don't know what you're talking about. What are you looking for in the warehouse? Grabbing his coat, I pull him towards me and raise my voice. I was making a trade deal, damn it. A trade deal. Go on. Why do you need to know? Stop playing dumb and tell me what I need to know. You're not fooling me in that innocent charade. Stuff. Sighing, I attempt to slide the photo back in his pocket. Wallet. Something catches my eye. The width of the photo is too thick. Pressing my thumb against one of the corners, a picture folds over itself. Wait. Here in the corner, I appeal and discover what's another photo underneath. It's a photo of Monica and me walking from school together. What's this? Turn the photo to face. Turn to face him, I watch his face turn pale. He stutters for a solid minute, issuing me speechless. But his defeated demeanor vanishes to reveal some chagrin. You are a persistent one. I'll give you credit for that. I don't need your compliments. I need to die. My coughing's gonna kill me one of these days. Tell me why you hired people to hunt an innocent girl. Why would I ever tell you that? Because if you don't, blood will continue to shed. And what would you lead you to think I care? I genuinely gestured a picture at him. Your wife and child? They have nothing to do with this. Oh. But they will. What do you mean? On the bottom picture, in the black ink, saying Furano Hokkaido. In a recent date. So I'm assuming this woman is Furano? And Hokkaido prefecture in Japan. What use will that do to you? Open my commission book, I dialed through his number. As the line rings, I stand back and pat my hands off my slacks. What are you doing? Really, can give me a ticket to Japan. What? Where specifically? Kaido, Furano, it's nice over there right now. Are you sure about this? Yes, I'm sure I can do a few jobs over there in the field office anyway. Get real acquainted there and the people. I'll see what I can do. Thank you. Exiting my call, I closed my phone and leaned against a nearby wall. You wouldn't dare go after my family. They're innocent. Innocent. I want to talk about innocent. Look what you've done. You're hiring people to assault and attack an innocent teenage girl. And you want to talk about innocence. Grabbing hold of his tie, I lift him off by the collar. Where is the logic in that? Where in there would you get your edge? In the game that we're in, my dear Mr. Doe, we shut ourselves off from the ones we care about. But no matter what, we all have our lines, our boundaries per se. It's our own decisions that will influence it. We go over their boundaries. Me making a visit to your wife and child wouldn't be much of a different as your man visiting my girlfriend. And I think you owe me a few. You're right. I hired random criminals to work together and kidnap the girl. Of course, I'm right. I don't and won't put myself in a situation like this and not know any better. One thing I would like to clarify is why you're hunting this girl. Why are you going to the extreme lengths just for her? She isn't even Izuki. I'm well aware that Monika isn't Izuki. Him knowing her name sends a shiver down my spine. What's going on? Then why are you going after her? Well, you see, Hope. Our focus is on Monika. It's on you. Me. Start explaining. You're both a threat and liability. You're saying like I don't already hear that often. Come on, give me something new. What makes you so special? We've known about you for quite some time. And initially we could just ignore you and you wouldn't be a problem. But just like your track record dictates, you're unpredictable. However, after some close watch, we were able to manipulate me step by step. You just keep making it easier for us. Well, what are you talking about? What does any of this have to do with Zuki? Where is she involved? Her. She disappeared and wasn't seen again. Rumors that she committed suicide shortly after you left. What did she say? Dizziness begins to fog my head when my mind begins to feel cold. No, get over it. Can't afford to think about that right now. Keep yourself composed, Hope. Swallowing saliva, I look back down at them. Why was she involved in this in the first place? Why did your focus transition from her to me? You're exposed to information we simply can't have out. Information? What are you talking about? Isn't it obvious? What does he mean? There has to be something else we aren't seeing, something else we aren't getting. The reason why we even accepted the contract in the first place, let alone sign 4 digits to it, actually said it was for efficiency. Does that make sense? Any sense to you? Yes and no. I can understand why sending 1 4-digit instead of a team of 5 digits is efficient, but not for this type of ordeal. Julia wasn't threatened. Interested in protecting Zuki? What do you mean by that? Records indicates her agency was more focused on her father. So exactly why I'm going to protect her? Well, there's a group of organized criminals that apparently want to kidnap her and use her for a ransom. No possibility that due to her father's wealth, there might be a price on her head. Izuki was entirely innocent all along. Their focus was her father. Her father was in possession of the information when I was protecting him. What her information was, it was enough to get my organization involved. It's substantial too, but instead of sending a normal team, I was signed a contract. So that means you threatened Izuki to keep her father from talking. Correct. Who sent you? Who sent me? That's a fairly strange question to answer. You already know who we are. All you know is we had our eye on you. What? Before you go, I need you to listen to me about something. What is it? We're gonna have our eye on you. Just don't do anything stupid. Like always. But I need you to be formal. I need you in formal attire, ready for the night. What's going on? We're going to a high-class gala downtown. You want Izuki to come along? Yes, I have a business errand to do there anyway. Prime Minister Heiso's assistant, Hanzo Hagashida is going to be there. I see. I'll be right there, sir. Izuki's father was a pretty successful businessman. He could have had a large number of people turn against him, but these people were specifically affected by him. Who would go as far as to have these people have? What information does your father have, Zuki? Continue to deliberate internally. A strange feeling begins to cover my body. Wait a second. He said that they have their eye on me. You're with Hagashida. Ding, ding, ding. Yes, sir, you are correct. You're right there the entire time. And it played perfectly in our favor. But now you're a threat that must be mitigated. As he finishes, his lips turn to a demonic grin. What the hell was that? Turn around and stare at the door. What the hell? As I said, Hope, you're a threat that must be mitigated. Son of a bitch! This entire charade you put on earlier was just to buy time, wasn't it? Of course, I don't have anything to gain from hiding these things from you now.
I bought some time with my while a few of my colleagues traced and followed my location. God damn, this isn't good. A lot of people in the building aren't armed. They're gonna die. What are you gonna do? No, it's all too real. It can't be happening again. Suki, I'm sorry I didn't catch on sooner. I could change this. My heart pounding constantly in my chest. My body grew hot. In my hands and my fist, I'm trying to contain my anguish with every last ounce of strength. Suzuki, taking a intense breaths in, I close my eyes to focus, hoping to make your head clear. Don't work yourself up now. Not when there's a problem right now. Exhaling, I run to the door and exit the cell, assuming it's locked behind me. Hope, Julia, Miyuki, and Foster run down the hallway towards me. I need to get control of the upper floor of Floxy's cells. Can't risk any of them. Good idea. As for you, she calmly stares at me. You are to defend the establishment. No limitations, no restrictions. Those are your orders. Yes, ma'am. Turning away from her, I unholster my handgun and ready it. Good luck, Julia. Likewise, Hope. They're getting closer to the building. Make your shots on fire blindly. 3 on the left. Get down. Two agents holding the front door locked behind cover. Ripping a knife from my victim's body, I shield and recovered the man's weapon. He's dressed in a black combat caliber, sporting a pretty beefy-looking plate carrier. Too heavy, it'll slow me down. As I turn the corner of the building, I see a huge group of raiders. More than can I reasonably assume. The agents and a friend in the building are desperately trying to hold off the Ford. I shouldered the corpse's rifle and grabbed the rest of its magazine and stuffed them behind the side of my pants. Between. Crouching, I take a position next to the car. I instantly aim for the raiders to closest to the entrance. Firing 4 rounds, I strike 2 invaders in the upper chest and duck back behind cover. In doubt, the muzzle flash gave away my position. Moving down a few cars, I take my position. 3 more are swinging towards me, so I aim with them. All 3 of my targets drop lifelessly on the ground. Rounds impact the car next to me, causing me to scoot back further. Gripping the rifle in my hand, I start to dash for the left. Reaching one of the outside walls of the campus, I get over it in a matter of seconds, dropping down the other side. Skulking towards the front gate of the facility, I peek out to survey the area. Several groups of raiders approach the entrance of the main building before me. As I ready my weapon, I hear someone approaching from behind. Pivoting my hip to the left, I turn around and swing the butt of the rifle. Slamming the butt of the rifle against the side of my aggressor's face, stumbles back. Not allowing him to recover, I drop the rifle and grab hold of his arms, twisting them in an angle that restricts his movement. I maneuver myself behind him. Letting go of his arms, I quickly bring my hands to the man's head. Snapping his neck, I reach out and grab hold of his handgun and remove it from the holster. Turning around to use the corpse as shield, I aim the handgun as 2 other raiders sneaking up. At the 2 other raiders sneaking up on me. Nice try. When both bodies hit the ground, I recover my rifle from the grass and eject the magazine. God, I wish I was this fucking cool, IRL. Grabbing the fresh magazine from the side of my pants, I insert it and pull the charging handle back to the receiver. Still good to go. Turn the corner, stepping out from behind the wall. I time my shot and focus on the raiders approaching the left side of the building near the holding and cell area. As I focus fire on them, I hear footsteps on my right. Foster slides under the barrel of my rifle and sits next to me. Sorry I'm late, sir. I have patrol back there. He readies the handgun on his own and let's fire with me. Where's your team? Scattered around the campus. I haven't had any contact since the raid started. Do you know how the medical ring is faring? They're not holding out, sir. The front entrance was breached, and the staff was struggling to defend themselves. Hold this position. What are you doing, sir? I'm going to follow orders. I'm sorry. I like candy. It's not candy, it's a cough drop. It's still close enough.
I take the remaining magazine out of the side of my pants and hand the Foster along with my rifle. When you're out of ammo, use this. Make these rounds count. In my hand from the holster, I grip tightly in my right hand and start sprinting to the medical wing. Approaching a group of raiders from behind, I ran my arm around one. Before he can react, I place the barrel of my handgun against his neck and fire. When the corpse inside, I lunge forward towards them, and there's behind me. Kicking one on the ground, I dash aside to avoid the fury of gunfire going around me. Get out of my way, all of you. As I continue to fire and push my way through the bodies, I keep my mind on the goal. The front entrance. This just looks like a picture of a hospital, man. I just realized it. The front entrance of the medical wing has been breached, and I run towards the remnants of the door. Please don't hurt me. I hear a woman crying for life down the hall on my left. Keeping completely silent as I suck down the hallway, I peer into the hospital room. One raider, still dressed in black, holds a rifle to the nurse's head. Holding my knife long hand, I sneak up behind the raider and suddenly smack the side of his weapon, causing it to flail outside and away from the woman. Taking this opportunity, I bring the knife and through his throat and slice it open. What? Blood begins to pour down his chest as he reaches what used to be his neck. Pushing back to the side, I kneel to the woman. Are you here to save us? Get out of here. Go back to the campus and go to the clothing bay. There are agents there still holding the fort. You'll be safe. But the others here, it's only my help. How can I leave them? You're no good if you're dead. The way he's saying, get out of here. She hesitantly nods and he stands up. Before letting her out of the room, I exit the room, make sure it's safe for her to run. Go. Thank you. She runs down a hallway and safely out of the building. Sorry, I'm still having this cough drop in my mouth. I want to die. Looking for the knife in my hand, I stare at the blood covering my blade in my hand. Completely covered in the blood of my friends and allies. Tightening my grip. Around a knife, I lower my... Tightening my grip on a knife, I lower my hand and look down the hallway. Two raiders walk through the busted door behind me. Being quick on my feet, I jump to the side and kick a gurney down towards the closet. Closest. Shit. I collide with him, stumbling and allowing me to jump on. Swing my legs against momentum, I kick the side of his head. As he hits the ground, I push my feet forward and further push the gurney. Pulling myself backwards, I hop off the gurney and strain my forearms to block an incoming blow. One of the raiders slams the butt of his rifle against my arms. Wrapping my right arm around his rifle, I pull him towards me. Once we contact each other, I pivot my hip clockwise and throw the man over my shoulder. The third pushes the gurney back into me. As the rail touches my hip, I throw myself off the gurney just enough to land on it. While effectively riding away from the raiders, I turn around and line up my shots. When their bodies fall limp, I stop the gurney and get off it. But a heavy set of footprints comes behind me. Turn around, I see a huge raider step out of the hospital room, wiping blood off a long silver blade. You're regarded as strong, but not near as me. You kill defenseless people. Getting into form, raising my hands, I wave over him. Now try your luck with someone ready for you. I'll crush you like a kitten. He cracks both his neck and knuckles as he steps towards me. I reload before I continue firing. I need to make this quick. Grabbing hold of the gurney, I kick it down the room towards him. Using both his arms, he throws the gurney up with raw force. Taking this opportunity, I throw myself back on the ground while grabbing the magazine. Allowing myself to roll from my back and onto my feet, I eject the magazine. Using momentum, using momentum of my swing, I launched the magazine out of the handgun, sending it towards my attacker. It strikes him in the bridge of. It strikes him in the bridge of his nose, stumbles him, allowing me to roll behind. Vigorously pulling the trigger, I unload another round and around in this behemoth's upper body. It turns towards me and tries to swing. Throwing my upper body backwards, I somersault away. God damn it, go down already! Each vulnerable round flies into my target, but didn't seem to offer any resistance in my favor. As if he's ignoring every one of them because he's his goal of killing me. And I don't have ammunition to keep wasting. My only hope is to rupture an artery and cause him to bleed out. From this position, I have little to no luck. Alright, shoving my handgun in my pants, I retrieve my knife. He swings towards me, allowing me to maneuver backwards and barely evading his attack. Pushing myself across his side, I shove my knife into his gut. Screaming as loud as I can, I use the energy of force to cut enough through him. Sliding him past him, I use my left foot to stop me and my right to launch me upward. Grabbing his shoulder, I bring myself closer to his neck. Yeah, you may be stronger than me, but I'm faster than any of my opponents. I take my blade and rip it into his throat. And with speed, I have precision. Jerking the blade clockwise, I tear through the muscle of his neck. Releasing the grip of his neck, I fall to the ground and roll away. He reaches for his neck and tries to stop a profuse amount of blood pouring from it, but he quickly turns pale and topples over head first. Digging to recover my breathing and resolve, I stand back up. Scavenging. God. Fucking damn it, I'm sick. Scavenging as much ammunition as I can, I start to head down the back, towards the holding area. Busting through a door leading to the main lobby, I see Julia throwing a raid over her shoulders. She twists his arm, forcing him into a lock. Once he's immobilized, Julia presses the barrel of her handgun against his head. Running up to her, she and I make eye contact. All I do is nod to her, both of us lowering our weapons. Here, I think you might need this. Yuki hands me a damn towel. I hastily accept it and begin to clean my face. How are you feeling? Julia curiously looks at me from her desk, her hands folded and her face contorted into a force of professionalism. I feel fine. As I finish the sentence, I ignore the soreness and exhaustion that was to me. Resting my forehead against the wall to dizziness, I close my eyes. Are you hurt at all? Just a few scratches and bruises, nothing serious. Good. What about you? I needed to redo my makeup. How terribly tragic. Groaning with irritation, I push myself away from the wall and head to the door. I'm gonna go step out for a minute. After stepping outside of the main building, I lean back against the nearby wall, controlling my breathing in a systematic rhythm. I try to clear my mind and resolve my bearing. All of a sudden, an agent walks past me and nods at me. Thank you for your help, sir. Don't mention it. Are you doing alright? Oh. Don't worry about me. I'll be as good as new as in no time. Glad to hear. Go rest up now. We nod at each other and he walks off. While he walks towards the parking lot, I reflect a lot on today what happened tonight. We know who's responsible for this now, and after this attack here, we have more than enough motive to go after them. It's been going on since Zuki. That's right, Zuki. I know you of all people wouldn't harm yourself. I'm sure you're out there somewhere. The phone vibrates in my pocket, distracting me from reveling. I look at the screen and I identify the caller. It's Jeff. As I call, I place the phone against my ear. What is it? We have a problem. What do you mean? An apprehensive shiver. Starts to trickle down my back. The cabinet's been ransacked. I can't find Monica anywhere. Oh, remain silent. I end the call without saying anything. Pocketing my phone, I start towards a cell with a certain individual in it. Running the paper, throwing the door open, slamming it shut behind me. I face though. Back so soon. Where is she? Keep my voice calm. I close my arms and peer in the soul behind his pupils. My, whatever do you mean? I look at him. He looks at the light slightly. Oh, you're far into the fact he neglected Monica. How tragic for a pretty girl like her to be in this position. Gripping my hands into fist, I walk closer to him and never take my eyes off him. As I said, step by step, you keep making it easier for us. Yeah, Monica. My options are limited now. As my mind runs towards the thousand scenarios I can take here, only two seem really past possible. Force or just sit? Horse or just sit? I actually have no idea what to choose. Should I force him to talk? Or should I just sit down and just have a chat? If anyone's watching, apparently someone's watching, may I have some input, please? Because fucking hell. Ding. Fuck me. Can't think of anything. Let's force him to talk. Fuck it. Shit's been happening. Might as well just do it. It's going nowhere. If I wanted to save Monica, I'm going to have to force him to talk. Gritting my teeth, I turn around and walk out of the room. What? Giving up already? Are you serious? Stupid kid. After getting some supply, yay! Please tell me we're waterboarding the guy again. This is not the same guy, but still. After gathering supplies, I return to the room with a bucket filled with several items. Seeing the bucket down next to me, I walk over to the opposite side of the room. Grabbing a foldable table and stretching it out, I lock the legs in place and push it so it's sitting in the corner. Returning the bucket, I delicately reach into it and pull out several neatly wound ropes. Doe sits and watches me. Big man, talking shit just a minute ago, eh? Regret your entire life when I'm finished with you. Securing the table in place with some clever tie-downs, I turn around and look Doe in the eyes. Tell me where Monica is. You... Slamming my right palm against his cheek, he jerks to the side. I don't want to hear your snarky comments anymore. I'm done playing games with you. Grabbing his face, I force him to look me in the eyes, rejecting the dismay and anger I have in his soul. As I start to see my pupils, beads of sweat start forming his head. Grabbing his collar, I start shaking him back and forth violently. This is going to be your final chance to tell me where Monica is without getting hurt. He tries to make eye contact with me again as I shake him, but fails to control the direction his head flies. Without doubt, he has whiplash right now. But whiplash didn't give him my girlfriend back. What are you? Pulling towards his great strength, the chair tips and he starts to fall. Stepping out of the way, I watch him fall in the dark and cold concrete. Grabbing the collar of his head, grabbing the back of his chair, I force him to sit upright again. You've gone crazy? You can't do this. I can do whatever I want with you. Taking a step back from getting distance, I walked towards Stone, kicking him the admin one, knocking the wind out of him and throwing the chair backwards. His body grasped for the aspiration of air. But after successfully throwing off the rhythm of his breathing, he starts to panic as he struggles. He's sitting upright yet a second time. I feel him regain his strength. Sending over my prey and looking down, I watch as it squirms in pain. The amount of pain he has caused in his lifetime is much greater than any amount I could reciprocate to him. But maybe he's locked in here with me for a reason. Maybe this is his punishment. When I turn my voice, I grace his ears with a disturbing sound of a soft yet threatening voice. Where is she? You're quite a vicious brat. You had me actually feeling some sort of fear a bit there. We're just a tool used by the sages to perform his dirty work. If we were a real man, maybe we'd actually fear you. By a man, you picture yourself, someone like yourself. Then I'm much more than a man. Grabbing him by his coat, I lift him in the chair he sits on, throwing him against the table. He struggles and tries to thrash around, but I take my knife out and cut his restraints. Dazing the hilt of my knife against his forehead, he falls in a daze. Good, it's given enough time to restrain him to the table. Tying his head, arms, midsection, legs around the table, I successfully negate Doe's ability to move. He starts to come as I walk back across the room towards the bucket. So, okay, I'm getting this straight. So, it was the Prime Minister's assistant, basically, who's basically the person behind all this. So, this is telling me we need to overthrow the government. Which, honestly, I'm on board with. Anyway. He starts to come through as I walk back across the room towards the bucket. What the hell was this about? Remaining silent as my fingers touch the ice-cold handle of the bucket. I lift and bring it over the table. What are you doing? Out of the old metallic bucket, I grab a blowtorch that can be propped out of the custom-fit stand. Based. And people are seeing Amogus. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted by messages. Attaching a small bottle of fuel to the tool, I set up a stand. Though it tries to look down at me, but all I can do is struggle against the ropes. Once finished, I reach back down into the bucket. When I put my hand out for a few seconds, fresh blood drips from the side of my ring finger. Directing my gaze into those eyes, I prop up the torch and ignite. The powerful flames in his eye. Remember, kids, this is what happens when you pay your... Yeah! I burn your ass. Fuck you, don't pay your taxes. I actually paid them. I actually paid my taxes this year. Don't talk about the last couple of years, because I haven't gone shit for those years. So I'm not happy. Now I am. I got a good amount. And now I have another Hall's cough drop in my mouth. The powerful flames come out in fiery glory. Adjusting the nozzle, I make the flame modestly small. Reaching back down to the bucket, I grab something and pull it out. When those eyes focus on it, they widen. What are you doing with the...
No, not a rat. He's gonna shove the rat up his ass, isn't he? Staying silent, I placed the rat back in the bucket and continued adjusting the flame. When satisfied with the size, I see a stand of moderate distance between from those I said this word earlier and I can't. Abdomen. Fuck. Next, I turn the bucket upside down and make sure the rat remains in the bucket. What are you doing? Stop. Why do you seem so surprised? Didn't I tell you earlier you had a final chance? You refused to tell me where Monica was. The rat is in this bucket is going to be trapped. With the blowtorch in position, the flame will gently hit the side of the bucket. Of course, the temperature of it will gradually warm up, causing the rat to force its way out. As the rat digs through. Oh no! I see what. Oh no! I've heard of this. It goes through the flesh and essentially just kills the person by burrowing itself into the body. Oh, I know that. Oh no! I watched a lot of weird shit growing up, man. Don't ask. Don't ask. Kills a person from the inside out, basically. From the inside. Fuck. As the rat digs into those flesh, he'll be unable to stop it due to its restraints. Before I turn the torch on my bucket, my commission phone rings. Pressing a handset in my ear, I cautiously listen. Hope? Monica, where are you? Say it. A loud crash happens over the phone. Monica screams in pain. Say it! Hope? I'm at the docks. They said... She hesitates in the next words. Say it! They said to surrender yourself or they'll kill me. Where the docks are you? I don't know. They said we're on the east. I think we're on the east side, but I can see a tall insurance building in town. Hope, what do we do? Yeah, I say that. Several men in the background start yelling. Hold tight, Monica. I'm on my way. The call drops. Empty feeling surrounds my body. They're hurting her over there. They will all pay, starting with this one. Look. Looks like we hide in here, rely on you for information. Your own people made you useless to me. Turning the nozzle of the flame, I direct it towards the bucket. What are you doing? What? Did you expect me to let you go? No, my good sir. You're gonna sit here and accept the consequences of your actions. Because you see, had you never done this, you would probably still have your body parts intact. But no, they're gonna go away, and maybe in the process, so will your life. Holy shit, I got way into that. This is why I don't voice act, because I get way into my goddamn acting. Now don't worry, the rat can keep company. As I approach the door, I stop and turn around. Bowing formally, I leave Doe with some fitting words. Enjoy your evening. Oh, no! Don't leave me here! Bye-bye. Pressing my index finger against the light switch, I turn the room completely dark. No! Walking towards the dimly lit hallway, I made my way back to Julia's office. I enter the room, but both Julia and Miyuki look at me. Is everything alright? Get me a new pair of clothes. Preferably black colored. That's my question. What's going on? Stopping my advance into the room, I stop short of the door and make my way against the wall in frustration. I don't have much time to answer Julie's questions. Don't refuse to talk. I got a call from her cell phone. Turns out she's my bait. I'm being lured to the docks. You're kidding. I'm going after her. At least give me time to set a proper deck team to support you. It's going to take too much time. Plus, I don't believe any of our agents are capable of being prepared quickly tonight. Here's a point, ma'am. Then where are you getting at? Are you going alone? Turning my head and staring Julie in the eyes, I once again repeat myself. Get me a new pair of clothes. Alright, here. She reached in her desk and prepares a new outfit for me.
It's a normal routine that we have set up in case I need to change a tire between operations. This is going to be considered one of those times. She hands me a fresh casual outfit, blue jeans and black shirt. I walk over to the door and pick out black jacket up from a hanger. In my tattered body dress shirt, I check my arms in midsection for any serious damage. I catch you glancing behind your face. Normally I'd find this a perfect opportunity to humiliate her and call her out, but right now I couldn't care less. Just another pawn being used. I've chosen not to use her today. After being dressed, I count out my remaining ammunition and request a resupply. Tucking magazines in small pockets attached to my belt, I holster my handgun and expect my knife. Gripping tightly my hand, I stiffen my posture and encourage myself mentally. Before Julie has the opportunity to stop me, I make my way out of the office, into a corridor. Telling him only docs go, he nods and starts the vehicle. I hop out of the car approximately 5 blocks away from the docks. Port. A decent distance away, what's going to mitigate my chance of being spotted. Controlling my breathing, keeping cool, I started to navigate a narrow alleyway towards the edge of the Maritime District. Using one of my jackets, I pulled the hood on to cover my face. I follow the narrow path, I find myself creeping distantly to the outward walls of the cargo bay in the docks. The moonlight shines down and cascades shadows and figures all around the area. These shadows are going to be my method. Eventually, I reach a small brick wall that I scale. Dropping down the other side, I duck down and look around. The varying color storage creates lines that dot the docks up and down, creating little articles. Peeking my head out of the nearby corner, I look left and notice two male adult men walking towards me. Even still, I wait until they cross in front of me. Think that kid's gonna show up? Keep your voice down, idiot. And yes, I think so. He has no choice, right? He has to show up or we'll kill the bitch. He's smart. He'll leave her to die. What's that? Leaving both the bloody corpse behind, I tighten my grip on the knife and move towards shadows. Near the fork in the path ahead, another man of Hagashida's guards walks around the corner. As she left, I crouched close to the pseudo wall made by the storage containers. His face is glued to his phone, so he nearly walks past me. All of them will pay. Peeking at both paths ahead of me, one leads into the industrial area of the docks. Another leads me towards the outskirts. Turning left, I follow the path. Notice several more guards ahead talking in groups. Slowing the pace of my walking, I kneel to the side and contemplate. There are 3 of them, and none of them look alert. So they must not be expecting me for a little while longer, eh? Moving a magazine from my belt, I toss it and quickly catch it. Select my target, I aim towards the guard from far left. Throwing the magazine as far as I can, I watch Sora's destination. Crashing against his head, stumbling backwards. As quickly as he stumbles, I dash to the side and force my knife through his neck. The other 2 guards jump by surprise. Swinging my midsection to the right, I bring my left foot against the incoming guard. Upon making contact with his face, I reach my hand down towards the ground to stabilize me. Drawing my foot from this oaf's neck, I swing my legs back to throw me right side up. After landing, I throw my wrist out to block an incoming swing. My wrist makes eye contact with the guard to the right. Adjusting my grip on the knife, I angle it downward and slash. Oh! I'm dying. Slicing towards a good chunk of his arm, I use my free arm to throw him over my shoulder. Holding onto his arm, I pull him back into just the last second. The small of his back crashes against my knee. The impact would make him gasp out, but the man I had kicked tried to put himself onto the ground. He turned his head to stare at me. I saw my foot down on his skull. Flicking the blade of my knife to get excess blood off, I grabbed a magazine on the ground and continued towards the industrial area. Reaching a small chain link fence, I peek into it. All clear.
fuck are they? Sorry, I'm looking at the VA
Dev Discord. They're being weird again. I'm gonna go in and after stream and just tell them swear words. Inflation. What the fuck about inflation are they talking about? I'm sorry.
Okay, Turkish economy. Thank God. I thought it was something else. I'm gonna scratch my back. Scaling the fence quickly and quietly, I land inside a business yard. Keeping the shadows, I make my way on to one of the roads Foster and I came from earlier. And sure enough, there are stairs that leads me to the warehouse. The sound of cars passing behind me as I make my way down mask the eerie echo of the stairs. I was gonna say make my way downtown. Walking, I'm not gonna repeat the fucking song. Finally getting to the bottom of the staircase, I kneel down and check my jacket. It's covered in blood, but in dark moonlight, it'd be difficult to distinguish as such. It looks like a half-decent design. However, I'm gonna be a much more public area now. I can't afford the risk. Taking the jacket off and throwing it nearby wall into the water below, I make my way toward Doe's warehouse. 2 more guards sit outside the fence where Foster and I had originally entered. They're so distracted by talking over each other that I quickly jump over the nearby wall. I'm going to have to climb it. Chewing my knife, I look up at the building before me. The warehouse is directly behind it, so I can get myself up there. Just make this a lot easier. Quickly surveying the property, I notice a power box located near the back of the building, giving enough height to reach the siding of one of the windows. Planting my foot on the box, I lift myself up into sliding and grab onto it. Taking a deep breath while bending both my knees and preparing my arms, I leap as high as I can. Grabbing hold of the siding above me, I place both my feet against the side of the window. Taking another deep breath, I look up and spot the edge of the shingled roof. Launching myself upwards again, I grab hold of the roof and quickly swim myself onto it. Keeping myself low, I move across the roof towards the warehouse. I should be able to jump far enough to catch the ledge. Hopping back a few feet, I sprint as fast as I can across the rooftop. When I reach the edge, I propel myself as far as I can. As I start swinging my arms in circles to maintain momentum, before stopping them as I start falling near the ledge. Both my hands slam against the abrasive rooftop and catch me from falling. Using my dangling legs, I kick them up and to help me pull myself up. Once I'm in the clear, I stand up and look around. The top of the warehouse is what I would expect. Dirt and carried sediment cover the white egg elastamic coating. Can't fucking read. A small divot in the roof reveals, or is it divot? Divot? I don't fucking know. I can't read. Reveals stairs to the door. Little Foster used to get into the management room office. Quietly scaling the stairs, I reach for a doorknob. Yeah, give me a second. Breaking the neck of the man before he can call out. I shove him aside and enter the building. The fact that he was screaming to someone, you can kind of get the fact that they'd probably know by then. I needed water. To the left is a staircase that leads further into the warehouse. In front of me is a small table surrounded by boxes. Another man sits at a table staring up at me, terrified. Where's the girl you're holding captive? And I respond in trembles. I notice his right hand slowly move towards his midsection. Running towards him, I throw both his arms to the side and grab his neck. Final chance to tell me where she is! Once again, he remains silent. Dropping his body to the ground, I look out the small window that peers into the warehouse.
I heard a neck snap. Mhm. Sorry, I had to respond in a stupid dad joke way right now. Who the fuck did that? I'm gonna kill them. Anyway, majority of it is empty, quite contrary to what pictures showed earlier. They move fast, but so can I. When I search quickly, I scout the rooms as I pass anyone. Eventually, I make my way to the bottom. Looks like an office for a foreman. The lights are dim, but nevertheless emanate a soft white glow. I notice a chair in the middle of the room that happens to be toppled over. Crouching down unexpected, I find little strains of long, light, long, light brown hair on the ground with some specks of blood. The hair is Monica's. Sitting inside on the right, I look at another door across the empty office. The door is left ajar, ajar slightly, revealing that it could lead to the warehouse floor. Gently opening it, I walk towards the doorway. The unswept floor has accumulated enough dust to almost leave footprints. Gerald sits leisurely directly in front of me. Numerous armed men and the CMC right now. I just realized that. That's what Numerous armed men stare back at me suddenly, their eyes wide with surprise. Three huddled near each other to my 10 o'clock. Two more separately directly in front of me. Ducking down and sprinting across the floor, I make my way to the first three men. Equipping my knife, I hold it, reverse grip, and sight. Fuck the hell, I can't read. I cannot read. I cannot read. Anyway, and slide to the side of the first guard. All three of them struggle to get a weapon out. Catching my target's arm before he can reach, I shove the blade of the knife into his right rib cage, directly in between the straps of his vest. Keep my breathing and eyesight focus. I rip the knife out and shove it to the side. Lurching forward past the falling foe, I grabbed at the wrist of the second guard, angling my angling my body clockwise. I throw him over my shoulder. When he hits the ground, I tilt my upper body back to nearly dodge a swing from the third guard. He has his own knife out, and the other two from across the room are now changing over. Faking to my left, my opponent acting accordingly allows me to catch him to the right. Using my left leg, I push myself to the right as fast as I can. Getting underneath his arms, I anchor my left foot in place of the concrete floor. Dying. Swing my right foot against the back of his knees. He loses his balance and falls backwards. Catching him his moderately length black hair, I hold him up just enough to be able to bring my blade to his throat. The guard behind me starts climbing to his feet. The other two rush me from the front. Faking my right this time, one guard hesitates and stops his advance. The other charges directly at me, murdering his eyes as he raises his firearm. The signature design of the slide of his handgun is an HK USP. I wasn't apprehensive about firearms tonight. With how versatile that handgun can be, his cartridge can be anything. In a mishap could cause an entire limb of mine to become useless. I take the remaining obstructions out silently and keep my incognito status. I'm doing faster than I am now. Blending my knees, I throw myself forward. Sudden change in my approach caused the man to hesitate and stop in his advance. Rolling to his left side, I stand and throw my elbow to his left temple. Sudden impact against his head temporarily stuns him. His arms begin to fall limp. Taking advantage that I press both my arms against his chest. Forcing my arms up, I break the grip he has on his handgun and open an opportunity to attack. Sawing the straps of his vest, I open a vital artery on his shoulder. Kicking him back to the ground, I turn and start swinging the man behind me. He hops and dashes to the side to dodge me. But with each swing, I'm surveying how he fights, not particularly how he's going to move. Repeating my same attack pattern, he does the same movements as before to dodge him. Before I swing my final swing, I suddenly dash forward and tackle him to the ground. Maneuvering my legs and around his neck, I jerk him his skull clockwise. Releasing the corpse from my grip, I swing my lower body backwards to roll away. Getting back to my feet, the final opponent tries to run out of the warehouse. Sprinting after him, I grab his shoulder inches before he can reach the door. Looking back at all 5 dead bodies, I struggle to keep my breathing in check. It takes a few moments to stop and focus. I quickly regain my composure, leaning against the wall next to the exit. I bow my head for a second and close my eyes, trying to listen for anyone around me or anything I can take note of. But all I hear is complete silence. I should be safe to move now. Gently turning the metallic doorknob, I silently open the door and exit the warehouse. Now in the backyard, the small stairwell about 10 feet in front of me leads down a wooden boardwalk. Several people stand at the edge of the boardwalk near a boat, their bodies silhouetted in black from the low lighting. The knife that I glued to my palm. Alright. Glued to my palm reminds me of my mission. They all need to pay. Till I find her, none of them are safe. So that means I close my eyes and reflect on everything I've done just tonight alone. Bending my knees and preparing my body for another assault, I control my breathing and reopen my eyes. Launching myself forward, I sprint as fast as I could towards the boat. It's still docked, but that doesn't mean I can't change it in a second's notice. And if Monica's on this boat, my legs carrying me faster than they had before, I shake my head to remove all the thought of it. Several individuals I am approaching all turn to be dressed in suits and radio gear. Their eyes quickly turn to confusion and surprise when I finally notice. More than halfway to the boat, several of the men armed in firearms that vary from handgun to assault. You're really gonna shoot? You really think it's gonna work on me? I scream out as I remove my handgun from its holster. Swapping both my knife and firearm between hands, I aim at the first man charging at me. Striking the man on the left 3 times his upper body, he falls backwards off the boardwalk into the water below. The man on the right I slide next to, keeping my barrel pointed at his head. His body tenses up for a second, losing its balance and falling to water his body. When the body starts falling, I reveal myself from behind it and continue sprinting. Taking another one down, 2 more on the other top side of the small boat aim at me. Dashing side to side to make myself hard to hit, I finally reach the end of the boardwalk. Jumping onto the deck, I immediately turn and fire 2 rounds into both the shooters' heads before I can fire back. With both their corpses at the deck, I turn around and locate the porthole that leads inside. Upon opening the flimsy wood door, I find Monica inside. She's restrained in the corner of the room, eyes fearfully looking at the reason she's heard gunshots. Duct tape covers her mouth, but I can vocalize my name through it. Scanning the room, I determine now that we're alone. Gunfire will attract people, enemy or not. I need to get Monica out of here as quickly as possible. Kneeling behind her, I gently and carefully cut the zip tie, restraining her arms behind her back. She takes the tape off her mouth immediately and regains control of her hands. Monica's eyes start to tear up. She looks into my eyes for a second before wrapping her arms around me. Embracing her back, I let go a few seconds later to check her for any wounds. Looking up and down her body, she has several bruises and scratches, but nothing too serious. You hurt anywhere I can't see? No. I think you were coming. She times her hug. Several of my emotions conflicting my state of mind. I shake my head and stand up. Bring Monica to her feet with me. Listen, we don't have much time. We need to get back to land as soon as possible. Right, let's get going then. As I reach the knob, the door suddenly flies open and slams into me, forcing me into my back. Oh. Looking the doorway, another one of Hagashida's operators walking in, who's aiming a handgun at me. Shit. A cocky smirk on his face, he starts stares down at me as he pulls the trigger. What are you doing, you crazy? What? A smoking hole on the floor sits inches from my abdomen, but the near life-threatening event doesn't surprise me. It's seen in front of me. Monica's holding the man's arms, distorting his aim with a handgun. Not that actually saved my life right there. I just project a fire determination and instantly reignites mine. Getting my feet and grabbing onto the helpless man in front of me, I lock his wrist between my grip and disarm him. Monica look away. She looks at me, faint fog, fear in her eyes. Complying, she turns her head away and suddenly shuts her eyes. I wrap my arms around the assailant's neck. I do what I was bred to do. Yep, there it is. Setting the body on the ground, Monica turns her gaze at me. I'm sorry for that. A slight twig of sincerity at my voice, I try to offer something in the form of consolation. I keep forgetting that there are others out there that don't want to kill. The fear of taking their life is a challenge to get over with first. You become numb to its effect after a while. Eventually you start seeing them as human beings anymore. They become obstacles to you and nothing more. They don't mean anything to you, nor will they. As for someone like Monica, it's not something she's okay with. However, no time left. Having her wrist, when exiting the interior, Monica and I quickly hop off the deck and onto the boardwalk. While the priest is turning to running, we make our way back along the long and narrow wooden path. My eyes constantly scanning every dark corner and shadow for anyone. I can even tell people are more active now that they've heard a gunfight. Successfully making it across the path and back into the land, I take Monica across the yard and back to the road I came from. We can make it to the edge of the docks where I came from. We can hide and find a way out of here quietly. Reaching a wall, I scale my way to warehouse. I help Monica climb over it. As she lands on her side, I follow suit. Both start at a slower pace and stick to the shadows until we reach signature storage crates. The signature storage crates aisles from before. It's good. We're nearing the outskirts of the docks. All of a sudden, a group of people come from one of the aisles in front of us. Pushing our way past them, they all jump as if they were startled. Civilians, maybe? So much risk and stopping chance. Eventually, I recognize this background. A small open area, Mark and I stopped in the middle of it. Behind us, a ledge that drops onto the water. It wasn't for rusted debris or into the water. I could say we could make it out of there. But that's not an option. There's an incredibly large amount of people surrounding us. Shadows turn into solid figures of armed men. All in verifying outfits. Some were wearing suits, some were wearing all black clothing, and some were wearing tactical gear. Damn it, we've been trapped. The armed men close in on us, but a single man in a suit steps out of the mass. Well, this is a surprise. I remember this man. Hanzo Higashihara, Prime Minister of Japan. Monica grabs behind me. Of all people that would come here tonight, why you? At first, I expected it to be done painlessly. However, I felt necessary to intervene after it took longer than I could accept anymore. Is that why you dispatched a raid on my field office? Correct. It was to line everything up for what I planned days ago. Yet, once again, you cheat death in reality by showing up here not even a few hours after it. You look beyond fatigued, yet here you are.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry, I'm seeing some weird shit right now on fucking Discord. Why would you post honey pop content on fucking Discord? God fucking damn it. Oh, I just realized who this video it is. God fucking damn. 2 videos to be exact. God, I should play honey pop one of these days on my own. I actually caught you fucking off guard, I'm not gonna lie. Raising the tone of his voice and clenching both fists, he plants his eyes directly on my eyes, killing many of my men with reckless abandon. Normally fine if you killed a few. I expected that to happen. Call it a patriotic sacrifice for those who are lost.
You really are a politician. I have some pretty big shoes to fill. Growing up in Japan, I had a traditional family. My father wanted me to continue his work once he retired. Being Japan's one of those prominent politicians, I had no other choice but to learn. I had to learn that you don't get away. You get what you truly want in life and just take risks and be ruthless in your journey. That's something you and I both have in common. And this is some Metal Gear Rising kind of bullshit. I have a song now. I'm gonna play this in the background. Which song is it again? Shit. Oh fuck. Oh, it's a voice track selection thing. God, it's not just the instrument. Oh no, it's instrument. There it is. Found it. God, I fucking hate commercials. Give me a 10 seconds. Please, now. What song do you think it was gonna be? Here's that Oh Whoa song. No, it's not that. I'm gonna play this for a second. Okay, anyway, back to this. He paused for a second to make direct eye contact to me. I'm actually gonna mute my mic for this. There. That's a. I should pull pause that song now. Anyway, however, when I worked during the election period that you were introduced at, things got much harder for me. I had one obstacle that can prevent me from getting what I wanted. Let me guess, that's me. A child like you has no real influence in the political world. He was your dear girlfriend's father. You mean the Suki's? Wait, didn't think we figured it out? Monica looks at him and me. Her arms glued at his arm. And you two have become the entire focus of a specific division I set up. It didn't take long before I recognized your relationship with her. In fact, it's bittersweet that you were pulled away from her. I didn't want to leave. Even my hands on her fist, I remember the day that Higashida's men first attempted to take Izuki away from me. It was unfortunate you did. You came somewhere as a side project for me. Unfortunately, one has become more of a burden in my current operations. Side project? What did Izuki's father did make you create all this? He dug his nose where it didn't belong. Affairs and national security, that is. Though, the man you sent out for us, he's in one of our cells not feeling too good right now. He said you were after me because of information. What information could I possibly have that you can go as far as this for? That Kook had too much of a good heart to work with me. I'll let you in on a little something. He didn't like that we were going to become the world's leading nuclear superpower. What? Yeah, it's good just saying it out loud. Japan will soon become one of the nations that be feared in this despicable world. Oh God, we got our World War II these fuckers all over again. Times have changed, and so must the shift of power. Hanzo, the Prime Minister of Japan, will become a name revered by all. Oh, you'll become the next Stalin, or Hitler, or Mao, or Pol Pot, or... Clearly, in this reality, the United States doesn't exist. Either that or they're just gonna steal them all from the US. Or Kim Il Sung or well any of the Kims technically. Or Saddam or Osama or Gaddafi or Pinochet or I'm trying to think of more world leaders that are pretty much assholes. What the hell is that one name? I know there's a Mexican president back in the 1910s who is considered one of the most hated men on earth. Well, not well the people who know about it mostly Mexicans, but still not the general, not Diaz. It's not Juarez as well or Santa Maria. Anyway, like a true businessman, I will do whatever it takes to achieve my goal. I had no idea. All I did was protect the person. That's all I fucking did. And the fact that I wasn't even helping, I wasn't even doing any work, just going to school, means this is kind of unnecessary to get me involved. Leading nuclear superpower. You're instituting nuclear weapons, aren't you? I've sent spies in major nuclear powers in the world. I told you, they're stealing! I gathered enough intelligence to skyrocket my country. Shouldn't it have a name still? And since you, Izuki, and that old man were the only ones exposed to such information, I didn't know shit. Izuki didn't know shit. Her father is the only one who knew shit. I couldn't have you jeopardizing my election and my plans. And now that I'm Prime Minister, I have the full resource power control to tie all my loose ends. Do you really think you're going to get away with this? Why are you telling me this? Because I still have use for you, Hope. As a good businessman doesn't let his assets go easily. He smirked deliciously and flicked his index fingers off to the side. A lone shot rings out in distance. Hope? Ah, come on! Why is it that anytime Monica is a main character, something bad has to fucking happen? Vigilante, the MC gets shot in chapter 2 and dies. Blue Skies, although she had a route, but it got fucking yeeted because stuff in the background. She just got shot! And this fucking mod, anytime I play a mod with Monica, where I can finally do something with Monica, someone gets fucking injured. What the fuck? All sound in the world mutes except for that of a body hitting the ground behind me. Turn around and see Monica no longer standing by my side as she was before. My hands trembling, I look at the ground. Monica's collapsed body lies at my feet. Blood pours on her chest and to the ground below. My strength leaving my legs as I drop my knees to pick up Monica's upper body. Holding her tightly in my arms, I hold the wound on her chest closed, using my other hand to feel her neck. No. Monica?
I look at her eyes and watch them gloss over time. The sound of her final breath leaving her lungs continuously repeats itself in my mind. Now that I have your attention, I'm going to call on you very soon for something. You are going to answer that call and do what I asked you to do. Or the rest of your little girlfriends at school will suffer a similar fate. Expect my call in 3 days. Goodbye, Hope. Nashida turns his back away from me and starts to walk off, men slowly trailing behind him. Monica, please. Please answer me. Please answer me! Emotion I suppress now violently attempts to erupt out of me. All my problems, all my hardship, all my regret, all my hate. Hey, you will pay. Gently setting Monica's body to the ground, I lean out and kiss her cheek one last time. I'm gonna end this, Monica. There's no turning back. They will all die. Turning away from Monica's body, I grab my knife and handgun from the ground. Keeping my mouth closed and my vision solidly revenge, I bring it to my killer instinct. God, why is traffic backed up right now? My palms on my hand against the steering wheel in frustration. Look at Miyuki in the passenger seat. She gives me a pity smile and looks back at the road ahead. What's NTR? I don't fucking know what that is, I'll be honest. I just saw that. My rant about Monica or the MC dying anytime when it's focused on those two just got me on my fucking nerves. She gives me a pity smile and looks back down the road ahead. It's beyond annoying. I hate traffic so much. We're from Foster yet from about Hope. Nothing yet. I'll let you know if anything comes. Big devil, can you answer for me? Certainly. Miki reaches the center console and grabs my phone. She answers the incoming phone and puts on speaker. Foster? Man, we've got a big problem. Foster's voice sounds scared, isn't it good? What is it? It's Agent 4219, ma'am. He's... what are you saying? He's what? Ma'am, he's killing everyone! What? Foster, can you explain more now? Oh my god, please don't let it be. Ma'am, he's leaving no survivors. No. No way! My entire body turns ice cold, my stomach begins boiling hot. Trying my door open, I vomit out the door. Ma'am? Don't worry about me, goddamn, we need to get home fast. Foster, where are you? Where is he? Foster provides specific location, Hope's location to Miyuki. Articulation, he's only a few minutes away if he cut through an alleyway. When in place to park my car, both Miyuki's starting to get out and run. Once we cross the street and head to the docks, I notice a small gathering of emergency vehicles ahead. The near entrance to the storage bay. Looking to the right, into the alleyway, Miyuki and I find a secluded spot wall. Laying down to the side, I wait for Miyuki to follow and then continue across the aisle of storage crates. When we get closer to the docks, I start seeing bodies littered the ground. There's so many of them. What happened here? They're all armed and pretty heavily too, yet they're dead. And no sign of Hope or Monica anywhere. Possible they're still fighting to get her, or perhaps escape? Being up in haste, I start following the aisle until I see a clearing ahead. Next to a porch, and much farther. Turn the final corner and stepping more corpses, I see Hope standing in the middle of the clearing. Something gives me an off feeling with the scene, so I gave Miyuki to stay back. With myself in the shadow, I walk towards him. Hope? He turns to stare at me, his body covered in dirt, blood and sweat. His eyes, however, are empty and dark. Turn my vision down, I look where he's staying over. It's Monica. Oh my god. I'm looking around countless bodies around me, and now I see why Foster called us earlier. Monica died, and Hope went on a rampage and killed everyone he considered a threat. Hope, what happened here? I couldn't keep my promise. He looked at Monica's corpse and then out the dark sea before us. I couldn't say Monica. It's okay, Hope. Come with me, okay? We'll give you some... He raised his hand towards me. No. Huh? I refuse to go back. What are you talking about? Takes a few steps closer and reaches out and stop me. I'm too much of a danger to go back, Julia. I look back at him and turns around to fully face me. He He points out all the dead bodies. I did this. I didn't let anyone survive. Nor will I ever. Julia, it's too late for me. No, it isn't. My son drops, I think, what he means. But there's no buts. His voice breaks. She was my second chance. In his right hand, he holds his handgun. His knuckles white from how thinly he's closing up. He points to the ground along his eyes. I've never seen him like this. Taking another look at his eyes, I realize they're not Hope's. They're completely broken. They're a completely broken man. His dream of having a normal life. It all revolved around her. And now she's gone. My priority is to get Hope back as soon as possible so she can rest. I can't put in words what to say to you right now. This is heartbreaking. I'm so sorry this happened to you, Hope. I want to help you. Come with me. Miyuki will handle things here. No. He looks back and meets my eyes. I told you I can't go back. Julie, you don't understand. I will hurt people. There's no place in this for me left in this world. Not after what I've done here. Panic starts to cure in the depths of my abdomen. I start to sweat and reason with Hope. I plan to cover this up anyway. Not like we have our operations leaked to our public. I can try to find some people to help you. Please, just let me help you. If you want to help me. He looks back into Siri's eyes. Just shoot me. What? I can't do that, Hope. You don't have a choice. You take me back. I might just snap and kill everyone around. Both my eyes are completely full of tears now. I blink them away and continue my desperate pleas. I can find help for you. There is no help, Amy. But I can make it easier for you. Huh? He raises his right hand and points his handgun at me. Now you really have no choice. No one will blame you. What? It's in self-defense, Jules. What are you talking about? 3. Oh my god. Hope don't do this. 2. Please just hear me out. 1. Squinting my tears, I turn my head away. Thank you. Hope falls backwards and lands next to Monica's body. Gripping my handgun as hard as I can, I scream out as I throw it aside. Why? That's not even me screaming in script. That's just me screaming, why? Literally, what the fuck? Why did it have to be this way? Well, keep my eyes on Julia. My index finger struggles to pull the press on the trigger. Hopefully she's a lot stronger than I, because I can't do it. Suddenly force originates when my chest starts to throw me backwards. She actually did it. Proud of you, Jules. Thank you. When the back of my head hits the ground, I expect to feel pain, and to my surprise, I don't. I don't feel anything, actually. Using the remaining reserve of strength I have left, I turn my head to silent look at Monica. My hand reaches out to hers, and I grab her hand to grip it on mine. I'm trying her fingers. My eyes focus back to the stars above. God damn! Sorry, Monica. I failed to protect you like I promised. I wish I had killed Higashida before he left. Son of a bitch took off as soon as I started firing. Everything I failed to do. Intense tingling feeling that covers my body starts to go numb. First my legs, next the tip of my fingers, now my arms. Yes, you win, Higashida. With both Monica and I dead, your identity behind us will all be hidden. Julia doesn't know the information I was told a bit ago, but in her intensity, she won't stop until she finds whoever was behind us. One day she'll find Higashida. And when she does, I'll see you in hell. Is it him? Yes, ma'am. Jesus Christ. Go home, Julia. I'm taking over now. Besides, you need to rest after all this. Yes, ma'am. Julia, my condolences. I know you and him were very close. I didn't say anything to turn away from the assistant director. Miyuki insists I go home and get some sleep and assures me she'll take care of the paperwork. Another agent helps me walks me past press and reporters to help me into my car. Putting the keys in the ignition and the bar starting it, I rest both my hands against the steering wheel and bury my face in them. Unable to fight anymore, I start crying alone in my car. You tell me that's the ending of this? I need to know. Is there two endings? Is there like two endings? I need to know. Are there two endings to this route? If there are, I would like to be told if there's a good ending. I actually had to look the shit up now. I'm actually going to look this up. I need to look this up. I'm actually unplugging my phone for this shit. Like, what the I'm not charged. I was charging it, but fucking hell, I need to. Give me a second. Monica route. There is a good ending. Thank fucking God. Oh, so that's where it fucking changed. That's where it... Okay. This can be salvaged. This can be salvaged. Thank fucking God. So there is something I do need to change. I do need to change this. You will see. So when I picked that what to do with dough, it turns out what I chose to do caused the bad ending. But if I don't decide to hurt him for interrogation, then essentially it just leads to the good ending. This actually leads to the bad ending. What I was doing. I should have saved. Sit. Alright? Anyway. Perhaps if I change my approach, I can gain some leeway against him and get him to talk. Turning away from him, I walk across the room and grab a spare chair. He curiously watches me as I try to bring the chair next to him, sitting down on it. Laying on the backrest, I look at the ground. I hit my mic again. Staring at the minor cracks and indications on the concrete floor, I fortified my resolve by picturing Monica's smiling face. Even the stern face she had on when I was teaching her fights gave me the motivation that I needed to see myself through this. She's been strong all this time, and I've been the one to struggle. I know you want to do this all on your own, and I want to help you. I can't stand by and idly let my boyfriend fight, not only for his battle, but mine on top of that. I'm sorry, but I'm just not the kind of girl who wants someone to fight for her, battles for her. It's something we need to fight together, though. Do together. You're not a lone wolf anymore. You have someone by your side to help. This is our fight. But it's not over yet. I don't want to lose you. I've been forcing myself to do things I never intended to do, just to keep you safe. I brought the suffering here on you. I promise I'll make that right. I've been allowing myself to stray further and further from who I am as a human being. All my enemies are monsters, and my only choice is to be their slayer. However, he who fights with monsters should look at it that he himself does not become a monster, because if you gaze long enough to the abyss also gazes into you. I turn my eyes to Doe. I finally speak and break the silence. Doe, I'm going to answer you a personal question, and you're going to answer it. I don't have much choice, do I? How far are you willing to go protect the little ones you love? Both a particular and relative question, kid. I'll do something I normally wouldn't do. Sometimes you gotta take those risks. And the real question is here, what risks are you willing to take to save your precious Monica? No, you have it wrong. Huh? The question was directed to you personally. You attacked my girlfriend, turned her life into living hell that will take years to recover from. It's only fair that I bring the same hell to your family. What? Keep my voice soft and neutral. He grit his teeth and angrily growled at me. How far are you willing to go to protect the ones you love, though? The room fills again with heavy silence that weighs both our shoulders. He looks around the room, anxiously filling his hypocritical soul. The fear emanating from him makes me smile. He tries to speak, but it looks like he can't speak the words out of his mouth. Perfect. This opportunity I was waiting for. Not going to exploit his fear and weakness to my advantage. What? You unable to speak? Is it because you fear what I was going to do to your wife, your child? Or is it your speechless because you become completely helpless right now? Which is it, though? I'm waiting for your answer. You think your petty intimidation tactics is going to work on me? I know it will. I can see the fear and panic inside of your eyes. I can read you like a book now that I've overcome what has been my problem since day one of this. How are you so calm about this? Your girlfriend has been taken, and if you go after my family, nothing will change. Aren't you scared? Scared, huh? A man who feels no fear has no heart. But, for me, I know fear. It does not control me. He curses under his breath and looks at the floor half defeated. The fight that is left in his eyes diminishes by a second. Reaching over, I grabbed the hold of his hair and forced him to look at me. I'm going to tell you this only once. And this will be your final opportunity not only to save yourself, but your family. Because I want you to know. He stares in the soul and the coward in this. Tell me where they're holding Monica, and I will see to it your family isn't harmed. But I refuse to say the same about you. Innocent people were hurt tonight because of you. And you're willing to hurt my family over that? There are others out there besides me who wouldn't think twice about putting a bullet into your loved ones. You're lucky I'm giving you this final chance. He shuts his mouth and deliberates internally what to do. Facial expression shows me the rioting Neville's anxiety he experiences as he mulls over, betraying his country or his family. I'm going to remain loyal to his family and sacrifice the ones he loves. If I was in this position, my answer would be obvious. After a minute of tense silence, hanging in the air, Doe looks back at the ground and hides his face from me. Drops of liquid fall from his face and onto his torn and dirty suit. I can't tell you where Monica is. I refuse to. You're more despicable than I could have expected. I hope you're happy with your decision, Doe. Goodbye. He continues to avoid eye contact and cries silently, as I would expect a man who has just sacrificed his family to react. Standing up from the seat, I head towards the door and leave him to reflect what he's done. Closing the door to the cellar, leaving the broken man behind, I turn to face Julia. She looks at me, expecting concern or panic outbursts from me, but the fear I had when all this started is gone. I continue to maintain my usual expression and lean against the wall. Julia's the first to speak and break silence. What do you want to do, Hope? Leave his family be. The suffering he feels currently is more than enough to destroy internally. The man just willingly sacrifices his wife and son to his enemies. But he will never see them again anyway, so he'll never know if we fall through to my threat or not. Thank God. I was getting worried about you for a second there. Why is that? Well, with the sun and moon change, shouldn't you be more worried about seeing Monica? We're going to find her very soon. What? How'd you be so certain? She has a cell phone, right? Julia's eyes light up. You're right, we can trace my phone's GPS location. There you go. So, what you told him? That was all empty threats? Humans can do crazy things to protect the ones they love. He cares more about his country and job more than his family. I just happen to be the opposite end of that spectrum. I will protect Monica no matter the cost. Go to the office. Give me the location of your cell phone right now. With any luck, Monica will still have it on her. Julie doesn't say another word and idly walks past me.
Her stride is with purpose, as if she has a renewed sense of pride. Shoving myself away from the wall, and I ensure the door to Dill's cell is locked and follow her. As we walk in Julie's office, Miyuki stands up from Julie's desk and sits down on the couch. She looks suspiciously, waiting for results of interrogation. Miyuki traces the location of my commissioned phone immediately. Yes, ma'am. Miyuki opens her laptop and sits on the couch and starts to type away at it. Julie gets her desk and looks back towards me. I unbutton my dress shirt and take it off, lying across the back of the couch. Miyuki's eyes wander over me as I rotate my arms and elbows to check for any hidden damages. Small scrapes, cuts, bruises litter my body and lower abdomen. Nothing too serious. Satisfied with the quick med check, I look back down and ruined shirt. Julie, get me another shirt, please. Okay. She reaches in the drawer of her desk and retrieves a black t-shirt. She normally keeps a spare shirt or two on her desk for me in the event I need to redress. When she tosses it across the room towards me, I catch it in my left hand and quickly put it on. Turning my head side to side, I pop my neck and take a deep breath into it. Why do you look so calm given the situation? Miyuki decides to speak instead of stare. Ignoring super question, I look back at Julia and unholster my gun. Walking forward, I place my handgun on her desk and slide it towards her. Huh? Take it. I'm not going to be near tonight. What do you mean? I have something else planned. Turning away from her, I head to the exit. Call me when you have Monika's location. Well, you can't just leave. Opening the door of her office, I casually walk out and close behind me. What's with him? I don't know. Earlier today, he was constantly afraid that, ma'am. It was his fear. He had finally overcame the fear he was hiding. I don't know what the catalyst was, but something changed when he went back to the cell. I looked down at the handgun, which is covered in dirt and blood. Those eyes of him. They're coming back. Could it be that fictional title, The Reaper? Does that really apply to him now? I really hope that isn't what Ashley and I are afraid of. Miyuki, find Monika's location fast. Am I cleared? Yes, ma'am. Yes, nothing too serious here. The nurse feels around my back and sides for any irregularities. Since I can't directly see and inspect my back properly, I came to the medical wing, where the remaining staff gave me an emergency physical. The nurse from earlier immediately accepted my request. You're okay to continue physical activity. Why isn't this so important suddenly? I'm not finished with this night. What? After you did everything earlier, you continue fighting? I have to see someone I love, and I refuse to let anything stop me. She stops pressing against my back and walks in front of me. Her eyes meet mine and smile weakly. Thank you for everything earlier. Don't thank me. Standing up from the examination bed, I put my shirt back on and leave the room. I walk towards what used to be the front entrance. My phone goes off. Answering it, I listen to Clara's voice. I smirk when I hear the following words. We know where Monika is. I'm coming, Monika. Julie briefs me on Monika's location. I found that they brought her to the docks that I met Dill originally at. If Monika is still there, hopefully, they might be able to plan a call us and demand ransom for her. But I'll make sure they don't have that chance. Using one of my hoodies, I put on the hood to cover my face. As I walk down the industrial street, cars passing by, I inch closer and closer to the docks. Locating the nearby alley, I quickly immerse myself in the darkness. The moonlight shines down the docks, casting shadows and figures a couple feet. These shadows are my way of occupation. Transportation. Fuck. Eventually, I reach a small brick wall at scale. Dropping down their side, I duck down and look around. Varying colored storage crates line the docks up and down, creating little aisles. Peering my head out from the nearby corner, I look left and notice two adult men walking towards me. Roughly the same height of each other, a little taller than I am. Hiding back in my cubby to reduce the chance of being seen, I wait for them to get closer. As they approach, I hear them speaking. They're speaking Japanese, which pretty much confirms my theories. Mentally translating the words, I listen and lie in wait. You think the kid's gonna show up? Keep your voice down, you idiot. And I don't know. Maybe they got him in the raid. You think so? Maybe you can finally finish this job and go home. I think the guys above are gonna do the girl. Why just get rid of her? I heard the girl's father is some big trade CEO. Interesting. An opportunity to get some good cash. Yeah. What is that?
pulling a retractable baton from my hand, I bring it against both the guy's knees, stibbling and bringing down the ground. As they both look up in disbelief, I, like a master swordsman flicking his wrists, slam the baton between the sides of their heads, aiming for the temple. When they drop limbs to the ground, I grab their unconscious bodies into the darkness. Adjusting my hood, I follow along the path they were following. Keeping further in the docks, a fork appears in the path ahead. But as I approach it, another man dressed in black turns the corner, face glued to his phone. Dashing aside and crouching near a box, he walks right past me. As he walks distance away, I turn the corner and start heading towards the center of the docks. The storage creates into walls near the water. Apparently, listening to the wall, I notice a gathering of people on one of those stray lots. If I keep heading out that way, I should be able to. I should be able to get the lot within minutes. Running myself from the walls, I speed my pace up and traverse the walls. I get a small stretch of woods that lead me to the industrial district. Two more Hagashida's operators down the stretch notice me. Wait a second, is that him? Get him! Go tell the other entire strength of my right arm. I slam the side of the baton against his head. He flies to the side and collides with the wall. The other tries to reach the handgun attached to his hip, but I start swinging my baton at him. Each swing forces his hand away from the weapon. He quits going for his gun and fights back. He holds his arm out to block my swing, seemingly swinging his foot on my side. Using my free hand, I grab hold of his foot and wrap my arms around it. My hips pivoting. I force his foot to bend opposite of the ankle. Essentially, it's turning 180 degrees around. Before he has a chance to scream pain, I swing his leg to the left, causing his momentum to stumble him over. He desperately clutches at the side of my hoodie, taking it off from me and fall backwards. A panicked huff comes to his mouth as he takes the hoodie off to uncover his face. Your eyes. I grabbing both of the unconscious men, I plant them in the shadow. Those last two, these two had radios. I rolled them back against the wall to keep them vertical. Before I know any further, my ears pick up something that makes me freeze. Heard to God, I just heard a voice. Monica? I turn my head around and circles to try to pinpoint the sound. I even close my eyes to make it easier. A muffled cry comes from 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Turning towards the noise, I reopen my eyes and start running. Like she's in the building up ahead. Jumping over the wall, I roll when I hit the ground. To maintain my momentum and speed, turn around the corner and darting for the back door, two guards notice me. From the side, I reach the back door. Closing the baton and sticking my back in my pocket, I test the knob. It's unlocked. I open the door enough to slide into the building and quickly close behind me. Walking the cargo bay, I look around for any sense of Monica. Some scratches in the ground from inside the office building. A small forearm office sits in the side of the cargo bay. Seeing closer to the door, I peer inside one of the windows. Monica sits on the floor with her head facing the ground. Her wrists are tied together with a zip tie. A single man dressed in prison stands in front of Monica. Resting my ears against the door, I turn to listen to what he's saying. And that's why you hear go. You got a kid here. Now stop stalling, call him already. You have all night. I won't let you use me against him. I hate willful women. You're meant to be obedient and do whatever a man says. He rolls his sleeves up and looks down at Monica with an evil glare. You will not set another finger on her. What? Huh? Terrified guard turns to face me. Being no more than a foot behind him when he turns around, I reach out and grab his throat. He reaches back in my eyes. How? I didn't hear the door. Retrieving my baton handle from my pocket, I swing it out with my right hand to extend it. I am going to remember your face. What? Swinging my right arm, I clock the baton in the air. Smashing against the skull, I let it fall to the ground. Hope? Kneeling towards her, I drop the baton and grab a small survival knife. Watch your wrists. When I say, I want you to lift your arm as fast as you can. Right. I grab the knife, placing down against the zip tie. Now. Monica throws her arms up while I force the blade down. Then a combination of action breaks the zip tie and frees Monica. She immediately reaches out and wraps her arms around me. Are you okay? She nods while I visibly inspect her arms and her face for any signs of damage. A few cuts, scrapes, and bruises, but nothing too serious. Thank God. What about you? You told me some awful things. I'm perfectly fine. Looking around, I offer my hand to Monica. Come on, let's get out of here. She accepts my hand with an warm smile. Thank you for coming. And thank me for doing what I promised. I'm getting you out of here, and we're ending this. What about him? He nods towards the man on the ground. Leave him be. Leave him. He'll be taken care of later on. Let's go. I'm right behind you. Grab my weapon from the ground. I hand it to Monica. Weapon? You'll need it if I get overwhelmed. Monica grips it with her hands fearfully. Walking in the door of the office, I pull it open and exit the room into a warehouse. Something catches my left. Turning my head enough to capture them in my peripheral vision, it's a guy pointing something at my head. Pushing Monica back in the office with my left hand, I pivot my upper body to the right. A deafening explosion goes off near the left side of my face. Hot gases explode from the barrel of the firearm and blast my face. My left eye practically scalding. I'm impairing my vision. I reach out to his arm. Throwing my knees in the abdomen, I throw him over my shoulder and contort his arms behind my back. Kicking him in the back of his neck. Falls limp. Are you okay? I'm fine. Blinking my eyes several times to hydrate, I ensure an intense stinging pain comes from it. And a second of unbearing burning, my eyes begin to regain vision. Monica places her hand on my back and checks my ear. It was close. I noticed him when I did. In a quick pattern of coming footsteps, I grab Monica's arm and begin to lead her towards the exit. Stopping short before the door, I wait for a pursuer to enter. As the door swings towards me, I didn't read that at the time, so I don't give a fuck. A sudden force of my kick sends the door crashing into those on the other side. And outside, I grab one of the guards and throw him on my shoulder. Monica walks outside and swings the baton at someone that's coming to our left. He manages to swing a good amount of force too. The guy drops to his knees and slams into his shoulder. My fucking throat hurts. Getting the man to ground, I hear several more pairs of footsteps coming towards us. When you move now, grab Monica's wrist again, I start running to the back of the lawn towards the water. Scaling down the stairs across the long narrow stretch of wooden path, we started near the edge of the maritime district. After hearing running in front of us, I dart to the right and lead Monica back some stairs and aisles of the storage containers. Bringing other serious corners, Monica and I find ourselves in. My question is, why didn't he just go through the back door like he did last time? Because he went through the front door this time. He could have gone through the back door, and managed to just get out like that. No one would have noticed. Secret spy shit. Monica and I find ourselves in an open stretch that leads to water. What the fuck is that? Sorry. Several armed men start to surround us, leaving our only option of sea behind us. We can't jump from here. Wreckage and debris are a hazard if we do. Oh, come on! An armed man closes into us, but a single man in suit steps out of mass. Listen, surprise. Remember this man. Ah, come on. We're ready to shoot right now. Granted, that would serve as death for me, but you'd also fall too. I do not doubt that if you were to quick draw fire, I would die. But I didn't get to where I am because I was fearful. The thing in common, right? I'm playing. It has to be this way again. Give me a second. I'm gonna play it as I'm playing the mod. That's actually a bit loud. Alright, that's enough. And with that, I've learned that there's going to be threats against you. In this world, you need to be strong to survive. So I take care of the threats against me. Even if it's from some lower class citizen, no influence at all. He really gives off those fucking vibes, man. or a foreign agent who got involved in something he never was meant to. So you had no problem hunting down an innocent girl just to keep your father quiet? Oh, not at all. Looks at the seat behind me. I lived a life of constant progression. I was born in a family of an avid and dedicated politician. Now, Chile's Japanese boy, my father looked to me to continue on the family path. So I filled the shoes of a politician, worked my way up to the ladder where I sit now, as any great businessman would do. Which, by the way, let me tell you something, young man. You have been the biggest thorn in my side ever since I've heard about you. No one's ever dragged me from the comfort of Tokyo to carry out business. Wish I could say I was flattered. Now, with that said, all his armed men started to walk towards us. Stepping in front, and Monica keeping her back in my arms, I prepare for whatever happens next. This man, do not make me play the goddamn song for the fucking fourth time already. Oh, see behind me, Monica. Can't. I want to take like first screen and left before the others get me, but I need to buy enough time to give Monica a chance to run away. In my stance, I stare at one of them in the eyes. Final gaze landing on Hagashida. He and I share a long stare before he raises his right arm and prepares to snap. Oh, damn it. Monica flinches and hides behind me, but I freeze my body in position regardless of what's going to happen. All the men lower the firearms and step back. What a resolve you have. Seconds before death, you maintain your status quo, never faltering for even a second. And with that gaze, you can even make the most hardened warriors fearful. You know what? It could possibly be an asset for me. You were just going to kill us. What changed your mind? Your versatility. I don't fucking know the word. Knowing how strong your integrity is, you won't buckle until the most demanding of stress. You're not only capable of defending against a lethal special operations strike force. You can also be a ghost, taking out large numbers of my guards here completely silently, not killing a single one, mind you. Your set of skills are much more impressive than behold a person. So let me hear a proposition. Remain silent, ready for anything possible suddenly. Take your girlfriend and leave. That's a gesture of goodwill for me. Or we're going to call you one day. Who knows, if you happen to help us out in need, I may provide you with a personal favor. What would that be? Extending our umbrella of protection to dear Monica here. You continue to do your things for me, and I'll make sure she's kept safe from now on. How could you even think of asking someone like me this question? Give some thought. You never know. You might need it in the coming years. When chuckle, he turns around and waves the men off. You'll hear from me again soon, hope. The fact that they're not dead makes me a bit happier. They're not dead for now. But this is supposed to be a good ending, so I hope they don't die. They walk off towards the several upcoming SUVs posted on the road ahead. When they get in the cars, they don't take any extra time waiting around and immediately leave. Why did he spare us? What does he mean they will call me for a favor? Is he that cocky to let me go after learning everything? What a real piece of scum. Monica's hands on my shoulder caused me to turn around. Hope, is it over? The sky started to glow blue as the sun rises from the darkness. It's dawn. The end is succumbing to the over waves of emotion coursing through my veins. My throat hurts. Yeah. You just come into the room with waves of emotions coursing my veins. I look back at Monica's emerald eyes. Yes, Monica. It's over. One month later. I've not heard this music in a while. There's no hope. I need a drink.
Alcohol. Drink it when you're sick, kids. That's a joke. Wow. Some friends are being toxic on Discord. It's kind of fucked up, bro. Walking down Walking down the hallway toward the club room, I saw Monica waiting outside. As I approach her, her eyes light up. She immediately takes my hand in hers. Oh, what the fuck? Why is it so dark? Hey, what's... Someone tell me, why is her sprite darker than usual? What's more in the fucking shit? What are you doing out here? Girl... that just went back to normal. The girls told me you're about to stay today, so I thought I'd wait either for you. Did you now? Well, of course, but first. Fuck. Monica quickly wraps her arms on me and embraces me tightly. I turn to gesture and grab my arms around her. Monica slowly whispers in my ear, "I'm glad you stayed late today. It's been very lonely without you around." While Julie and I finish the rest of our cleanup work, my afternoons are free again. She loses grip of my body and grabs my hand with both her. Come with me for a minute. I want to show you something. Monica turns around and starts to lead me down the long corridor. Turning left in entirely different classrooms, she closed the door behind us. Look around the classroom, I discovered this is a music room. I don't know, looks like a regular classroom to me, the fuck? Monica walks over to the large piano, and sits down on its bench. So the last few months I've been practicing... No! Do not tell me! She eats my eyes a couple times before she does a hot smile. I don't think I'm very good at it, it's because it's for you. Oh! Wait. Let me actually raise the game volume. I normally don't, but I need to. Monica's delicate fingers start playing the piano, and immediately a beautiful medley starts to fill the room. Knowing she made this song for me, it makes my heart instantly feel like it's been awakened from a long slumber. Over the last month, I haven't been able to see Monica much once everything was settled. I informed Julie what happened in Higashadi, and she's been working closely with Upper Adamant about what to do going forward. But I had to keep things calm and run smoothly at the field office. A lot of equipment was destroyed during the raid, many people were hurt too. So you imagine, the daily routine was shot and had to be stabilized. With that, over the last month, Julie's been tasking me with various jobs to help out. Since yesterday was my final day with a temporary assignment, I'm now free to return to the club after school. With that, I get to hear this beautiful song. It actually really is a beautiful song, I'm not gonna lie. Off to my right, I look at the door in the class and notice it's slightly open. Natsuki, Yuri, and Sayori all peek and listen. I say keep the present silence a secret for now and walk over to the piano. Placing my hand at the top, I stand and watch Monica play her song for me. Leaning back against my chair, I watch Yuri and Natsuki converse about the material difference between their writing styles. This is the fourth time to talk about it, I think. Normally they end up yelling at each other, but one of them storms off. But today was different. Both of them were talking to each other civilly and rationally. I'm actually going to lower it again. It's actually like, tiny bit though. Yeah, there. That's what's weird. Both of them were talking to each other civilly and rationally. Not something I would expect from any interaction between the two. Both of them looking to my right, Monica smiles at me. Looking down, my eyes trace the connection between us. Our hands are in mine. Our arms outstretched to each other. Our eyes all done discreetly underneath tables.
Natsuki still complains when she sees me and Monica kiss. Something along the lines of, Are you two holding hands at her desk? Her voice breaking me my thought. I turn my head to stare at her. What else will we be doing? Don't ask me. Just weird seeing you two all lovey-dovey. I think it's delightful. It's so cute. Don't want to distract you from your activities. Remember to finish your poem, Siri. Natsuki, Yuri, do you think our colliding writing styles could ever help each other out? What do you mean? Yuri's style supports the emphasis of descriptive words and comparisons. Natsuki's style relies on the raw power of simple words and emotions. Don't you think if properly worked on, both these styles can supplement each other? Natsuki remains quiet. Yuri looks at her desk for a second, pondering herself quietly. You may have a point, Monica. I don't know. I don't want Yuri's style to crowd mine. But it has to be an assignment. Maybe. Natsuki smiles and looks away from everyone. I think it sounds like a great idea. Okay, everyone. My voice is dying. Monica adjusts the club as she normally does. Just that alone sees me at ease. Turning on Monica's speech, I look at the girl's face. Says, it's been exactly 1 month since that night. Even now, I can't believe the events of that night. Let her know what happened to Julia. When we were at checkpoint, she saw me carry Monica inside. She practically tied me down for her answers. Now, it might just scold me for going on my own. But I was explaining exactly what Higashadi told me. She seemed to listen up. From the point on, there was silence. No one else followed Monica or me around. No other attacks occurred, and I constantly looked over my shoulder every day. Now, a week ago, there was a report that caught footage of Higashadi at the docks. Naturally, the press went frenzy and had a field day with prying at the man's secretary. When Joe informed me of the report, I couldn't stop the cocky grin that formed. He did that directly to himself. I'm not responsible for that. So after some peace and quiet, I began to lower my guard. But it returns no more than a few seconds later. I can't help but be vulnerable of any more threats. And whenever I have my guard down, something happens. So I push the wrist aside and retain my guard at all times. But it isn't all bad. If it's for a purpose, then I don't mind spending my time doing it. My purpose now is to team my existence with her. All of a sudden, my commission phone rings. Yep. Your past doesn't define who you are, it gives you a starting point of who you're going to be. The fact that this... Holy shit. This is actually This is a trip and a half, not gonna lie. I'm gonna lie, if I had gotten the good ending the first time around, I actually would have ended after that. But the fact that I got the bad ending made me want to actually look if there was a good ending. If there wasn't, then I was gonna be pissed off. But knowing there's two endings, that actually did put me at ease and like, oh hell yeah, that's gonna be some good shit. That's some good shit, mom bitches. I can't say these words. Spaghetto, Afro Zero. Oh yeah, I forgot that there's fucking voting for these mods. I've actually never played that VN. Yeah. A plus or S rank now. I mean, considering I've only played the Monica route, and I don't think I'm going to play any other routes unless people want it, I'm going to have to give it a fucking S. I'm going to have to give it an S. Because that ending actually just made it a lot more worth it for some reason. It also helps the fact that you are only given one choice. And that choice always just ends up being ends up just deciding which ending you get.
Gives me a bit of some blue skies kind of thing where all the choices you make, all your choices end up being good or bad, depending on it. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna be the end of this stream. I wonder if my friend is gonna keep on streaming or not. Because if they are, I'm gonna send the stream to them. Because I have never rated them. I'll be on. Actually, yeah. Looks like they are still. So I'm gonna do this. Sorry, I'm putting my headphones. I'm pretty sure. But I do have some minor in this things that the fact that it was like one choice basically made it good or bad. That kind of wants to push it down to A, but I did like the story too much to not make it an A. Oh yeah, we're gonna send this to my friend. I hope you guys have a good day. I will be streaming Undertale tomorrow. Hopefully finishing it. So yeah, I hope you have a good day and have fun. Goodbye.